Hi dear students, in this video I am going to discuss about Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution of molecular speeds and Gram's law of diffusion. Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution of molecular speeds, molecular speeds. Students, generally in a gas, different molecules will move with the different velocities. All the molecules will not move with the same velocity. That means velocities are not same, but the distribution will remains the same. But the distribution of molecular speeds will remains the same. That has been explained by Maxwell and Boltzmann by taking molecular speeds on the x-axis, molecular speeds on the x-axis and fraction of molecules on the y-axis. Delta n by n indicates fraction of molecules on the y-axis. Then graph is obtained like this. For the molecular speeds. So students, height of the peak, this will correspond to the most probable velocity, the velocity with which maximum number of molecules are moving, which is indicated with the VMP, most probable velocity. When we observe this graph, the molecules, fraction of molecules moving with the very low velocity, very high velocity, it is less. Molecules which are moving with very high velocity, very low velocity, they are less. And the molecules, the maximum number of molecules which are moving with the certain velocity, that is called as a most probable velocity. And the most probable velocity will correspond to the height of the peak in this graph, molecular distribution curve, right? Observations from this graph is molecules moving with too low velocity and too high velocities, velocity are less. Maximum number of molecules are moving with the certain velocities, which is known as most probable velocity, And students, most probable velocity correspond to the peak in the distribution curve. Most probable velocity corresponds to peak of the distribution curve. Students, Let us compare the distribution curve for the chlorine gas and N2 gas at the same temperature. Dear students, we can compare the graphs for the chlorine and nitrogen. Chlorine and nitrogen by taking the molecular speeds on the x-axis. Molecular speeds on the x-axis and fraction of molecules on y-axis. For the chlorine gas, we will get a sharper curve, Cl2. This will correspond to the most probable velocity. And for the nitrogen, we will get a broader curve like this. We will get this is for the N2 gas. Both are at the same temperatures we are comparing. N2 gas is at a 300 Kelvin and Cl2 gas is also at a 300 Kelvin. The most probable velocity for the N2 gas is this height of the peak. This peak will correspond to that. This is corresponding value on the x-axis. It is a VMP. That is VMP, most probable velocity. That means most probable velocity of N2 is more than the most probable velocity of the chlorine, right? That will depends on the molecular weight of the gas. So observation from these two graphs is lighter gas will move faster than heavier gas. Lighter gas will move faster than heavier gas. Temperature effect. Distribution of molecular speeds at different temperatures. We will get a curves like this. This is at temperature T1, second graph is at temperature T2, third graph is at temperature T3. Third graph is at temperature T3, T1, T2, T3. This correspond to the VMP, most probable velocity. This correspond to the most probable velocity at temperature T2. This correspond to the most probable velocity at temperature T1. Delta n by n by taking on y-axis, x-axis molecular speeds. Students, here T3 is greater than T2 is greater than T1. Temperature increases. What is observation from this graph is, as the temperature increases, curve will shift towards the right. The molecules which are moving with the lower velocities decreases. Molecules moving with the higher velocities increases. And most probable velocity, it is increasing. The value correspond to this is increasing as the temperature increases. But height of the peak is decreasing, means the molecules which are moving with the most probable velocity, this is slightly, the height should be lesser, like that you can draw. This molecules moving the most probable velocity decreases with the increase in temperature. These are the observations from this graph. But area under the graph will always remains a constant. Let us write the observations of this graph now. Students, observations from the graph. As the temperature increases, that is T1 is lesser than T2, which is lesser than T3. Temperatures are increasing from T1 to T3. curve will shift as the temperature increases, curve will shift towards right. Towards right. Molecules moving with lower velocities decreases. Molecules moving with lower velocities decreases, and the molecules moving with higher velocities increases. Higher velocities increases. Most probable velocity increases. Most probable velocity increases, but the number of molecules, or better we can write it as but the fraction of molecules moving with most probable velocity decreases. Most probable velocity decreases. One more observation is graph will becomes broader in the middle range. Graph will become broader in the middle range. But area under the graph will always remains the same. Area under the graph will always remains the same. As the temperature increases, there is no change in the area under the graph. Students, next we will discuss about the Gram's law of diffusion. Gram's law of diffusion. Gram's law of diffusion. Gram's law of diffusion. Diffusion is defined as spontaneous mixing of two or more gases. Spontaneous mixing of two or more gases is known as diffusion. Effusion is a special case of diffusion. Gas is expanding from high pressure to low pressure. Gas is expanding from high pressure to low pressure through a narrow opening, or it is also called as orifice. Narrow opening is called as orifice, is known as a effusion. Students, diffusion is a spontaneous mixing of two or more gases which occurs by its own. A process which occurs by its own is called as a spontaneous process. Effusion is a special case of diffusion. Gas is expanding from high pressure to low pressure through a narrow opening, that is also called as orifice. That is called as effusion. Graham's law of diffusion says that rate of diffusion is directly proportional to is inversely proportional to square root of density, in the statement, in the equation form, we can write it as R is inversely proportional to square root of D. R is inversely proportional to square root of M, where D is a density, M is a molecular mass. For two different gases, we can write R1 by R2 is equal to square root of M2 by M1, which is equal to square root of D2 by D1. Some more relations. It is comparison between the rate of diffusion for the two gases. Let us discuss now. Rate of diffusion for two gases, we can write it as R1 by R2 is equal to square root of D2 by D1 is equal to square root of M2 by M1. Rate of diffusion is generally, it is in terms of volume divided by time. Rate of diffusion is volume, number of that is ml diffused divided by time, or liters diffused by time, like that, or it is number of moles divided by time. Like this it is expressed. Rate of diffusion is L1 by L2 is equal to, we can write it as a square root of D2 by D1 is equal to square root of M2 by M1. Students, here L1 is a distance travelled by the gas 1, is a distance travelled by gas 1, and L2 is a distance travelled by the gas 2, right? And when partial pressures of the gases is given, let us assume that P1 is the partial pressure of gas 1, and P2 will be is a partial pressure of gas 2. Then rate of diffusion, students, we can write it as R1 by R2 is equal to rate of diffusion of a gas 1. It is directly proportional to its partial pressure, P1 by P2 into square root of M2 by M1. This is one of the important relation in the Graham's law of diffusion. Students, thanks for watching.